We've taken you inside Jeep all week as we watch workers and robots build a new Cherokee from the ground up. Tonight, it's the final leg of the assembly lines and the extensive testing they do before the vehicle is delivered.
13 ABC's Lisa Guyton, have you heard? She covers the Jeep beat for us. And tonight she has the last installment of our Inside Jeep, the Toledo Tradition Series, and she's live. Lisa, you've covered this plant for many years, but this was really a rare chance for you to get inside.
And I have to say, I look at the Cherokee in a much different way after the experience, knowing the engineering behind the process, the long hours the men and women at Jeep put in, and the incredible loyalty they have to the brand they build. Even if you don't own one, there is a lot for all of us to be proud of at that plant. We've seen the body of the Cherokee come together and the 12-hour painting process. Now it's on to the assembly line where the final work is done, from tires to seats, steering wheels, and the Cherokee nameplate. It all comes together here on the final assembly line. The assembly line has a number of different sections. Here on the suspension lines, they're installing the parts that help smooth out your ride, like axles and struts.
Everything you see behind me is brand new. The whole, from the conveyor to the parts to the work that we're doing.
And then there's one of the most important parts, the braking system.
Right here is our quarter module, which is basically the brake system. And the operators will pick the quarter module up with the hoist. They'll install it onto the car, they'll loose install it, just put the nuts on, hand start them. And then as they go down the line, the rest of the operators kind of finish the process.
Chrysler made a lot of changes in the assembly line since it switched from building Liberties to Cherokees. For example, when it comes to putting in the airbags, workers now spend their days in something called the happy seat.
On the old Liberty, when we were doing the airbag install, there was a lot of ergonomic issues. The operators were leaning backwards, trying to put the fasteners in. So we came up with the concept of the happy seat, and we had installed it. So what it does is it puts the work directly in front of the operators. So no longer are they leaning back looking into the car. They go basically right into the vehicle. The work's directly in front of them. The fasteners are all there and the tooling's all right there as well.
And every vehicle that comes down the assembly lines goes through inspections along the way. So this is it. This is our brand new 13 ABC Action News Jeep Cherokee. It has just passed its first electrical test. It's now having some underbody work done on it, including the installation of heating and cooling hoses. And then from here, it's onto a fluid filling station where they'll put in things like gas and brake fluid. And of course, there are some finishing touches for the inside.
This is final line. The vehicle's nearly finished. We're doing the interior parts.
Not long after that, the building process is done. This is it. Our 13 ABC Action News brand new Jeep Cherokee is finished. And if I don't say so myself, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, as you've just seen, this has been an extensive process getting to this end point. In fact, from start to finish, it's taken about a day and a half to build this Cherokee. But the Cherokee still has to go through extensive testing. Of course, some of the most important tests involve the braking and suspension systems. The tests these Cherokees go through are designed to simulate real-world driving experiences. This one is obviously testing how it handles rough road conditions. After this, I'd say our Cherokee can handle any Michigan or Ohio road. They also test the SUVs to make sure they're watertight. This tunnel simulates a storm that is likely more powerful than one you'll ever face on the road. After that test, they check for leaks everywhere.
They're pulling up the floor cargo area, making sure there's no water inside the spare tire area. They're also popping out some of the interior trim panels just to get a look inside. Workers also go over every inch of the outside of the Cherokee. Then it's on to an indoor road course.
Puts it in a body twist, right? There's just some sine waves that cycle the suspension, so if there's any loose fasteners or bolty shocks or springs, we'll pick that up.
Brand new and long-term employees do all this work side by side.
We're going through the new phase of having a lot of new operators in here, and it's really exciting to see them come in and grasp what we're doing and be able to teach them the things that we've learned and have them carry on the tradition and the pride that we've always had with building a #1 vehicle.
And it's a vehicle that's humble beginnings evolved into the technological wonder we showed you this week. Made by third and even fourth generation Jeepers, alongside robots. It may be just a car to those who buy it, but for the people who make it, it's history, it's pride, and it's Toledo. So this is it, the big unveil, the exciting moment. This is one of 2 brand new Jeep Cherokees. We will be driving around the area in the days ahead. They will both hit the road this weekend probably. And I hope you look at them a little differently now that you know what it takes to get to this point. And I want to point out that the men and women at the Toledo Assembly Complex have been recognized time and time again for their work. The Toledo Assembly Complex has the highest ranking of any of Chrysler's North American plants, and it is such a well-deserved honor, as you've seen throughout the week. Reporting live in Toledo, Lisa Gaertner, 13 ABC Action News. Lee and Diane, back to you.
Looks great. Looks great. Fantastic series of reports from Lisa Gaertner.